Stop. If you're planting anything in Zone 9 this July, you might be wasting your time. Because right now, the summer heat is a killer for most plants. But guess what? Because right now, your soil isn't just hot, it's a plant murder scene. The sun, a blowtorch, the ground, a desert, and most plants, they're literally cooking alive. But here's what no one's telling you. There are 3 secret plants that love this hellish heat. They don't just survive, they explode with growth. And the third one, it grows so stupidly fast you'll think you're cheating at gardening. Stick around because in just 60 seconds, I'll show you exactly how to turn July's curse into your biggest advantage. Hey there, fellow garden lovers. If you're in USDA Zone 9 like me, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say July gardening feels like an impossible challenge. The temperatures regularly hit 90°F or higher. We get those sudden downpours that don't actually water the plants properly, and the soil becomes as hard as concrete. Most beginners make one critical mistake. They keep trying to plant the same things they did in spring. Big mistake. Those plants just can't handle the July heat. But these 3 special plants, they actually love these conditions. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to plant right now for an amazing harvest. Plus, I'll reveal the biggest mistakes you absolutely must avoid if you want your garden to succeed this month. Let's first talk about why July is so particularly challenging in Zone 9. We're dealing with extreme heat that stresses plants to their limits, intense sunlight that can actually scorch leaves, and soil moisture levels that fluctuate wildly between bone-dry and temporarily waterlogged. The combination of these factors creates an environment where most common garden plants either stop producing or die altogether. But here's what most gardening channels won't tell you. This doesn't mean you have to give up on gardening for the summer. Not at all. In fact, with the right plant choices and some simple techniques, July can become one of your most productive gardening months. The secret lies in selecting plants that have evolved to thrive in exactly these conditions, plants that actually prefer hot weather and can handle the stress of our Zone 9 summers. Let me introduce you to our first heat-loving champion, okra. This isn't just any ordinary vegetable. It's like the superhero of summer gardens. Here's why okra should be your go-to July planting choice. The hotter it gets, the better okra performs. While other plants are struggling to survive, okra is out there producing abundant harvests. One of my favorite pro tips with okra is to soak the seeds overnight before planting. This simple trick can make them sprout twice as fast. Just take your okra seeds, place them in warm water, and let them soak for about 8-12 hours. When you plant them the next day, you'll notice a huge difference in germination speed. Here's something fascinating that most people don't know about okra. The flowers are actually edible. They have a mild, slightly crunchy texture that works wonderfully in salads. The flowers only last for a day, so you have to catch them at just the right time. But they're a delicious bonus from your okra plants. When planting okra, choose a spot that gets full sun at least 6 hours of direct sunlight per day. The soil should be well drained but rich in organic matter. Water deeply, but not too frequently. About 1.5 inches per week is ideal. The amazing thing about okra is how quickly it produces. You can expect to start harvesting tender pods in just 50-60 days from planting. And here's the best part. The more you harvest, the more the plant produces. Now let's move on to our second superstar plant for July planting, sweet potatoes. These are sneaky because all the magic happens underground where you can't see it. Sweet potatoes aren't just heat tolerant, they're actually heat addicted. They love warm soil and will produce much better in our hot Zone 9 summers than they would in cooler weather. The key to success with sweet potatoes is to start with what we call slips. These are the small starter plants that grow from a mature sweet potato. You can buy these or even grow your own from store-bought organic sweet potatoes. Here's my #1 tip for sweet potato success. Use plenty of mulch. A thick layer of organic mulch, about 3 inches, will do several amazing things for your sweet potatoes. First, it keeps the soil temperature more consistent, cooler during the hottest parts of the day and warmer at night. Second, it helps retain moisture so you don't have to water as often. Third, it prevents weeds from competing with your sweet potatoes. But here's the critical thing to remember. Sweet potatoes hate having wet feet. Overwatering is probably the #1 reason people fail with sweet potatoes. The soil should be moist but never soggy. Let the top inch or so dry out between waterings. Now we come to my personal favorite for July planting, cowpeas. This plant is such an overachiever that it almost feels like cheating. Cowpeas are incredible because they grow so fast you can start harvesting in just 30 days in some cases. Yes, you heard that right, 30 days? These legumes are not only drought-proof, but they actually improve your soil as they grow. Here's why they're called poor man's meat. They're packed with protein and nutrients, making them an incredibly valuable crop. One of my favorite gardening tricks is to plant cowpeas next to corn. This creates what we call a companion planting system, where both plants help each other. The corn stalks provide natural support for the cowpeas to climb, while the cowpeas fix nitrogen in the soil that feeds the corn. It's a perfect garden partnership. Cowpeas are also one of the best crops for hot, dry conditions because their deep taproots can access water that other plants can't reach. Before you rush off to plant, let me warn you about 3 common July planting mistakes you must avoid. Mistake number 1, watering at noon. This is when the sun is strongest and most of the water will simply evaporate before it benefits your plants. Even worse, water droplets on leaves can act like little magnifying glasses and actually burn the foliage. Always water early in the morning when possible. Mistake number 2, not using mulch. Without mulch, your soil temperature can reach 120 F or more. That's hot enough to damage plant roots. A good layer of organic mulch protects the soil and keeps roots happy. Mistake number 3, trying to plant tomatoes or peppers in July. It's just too late for these in our zone. The plants will struggle with the heat and likely won't produce well. Save these for your fall garden instead. So there you have it, 3 amazing plants that can make your July garden incredibly productive. Okra for fast, abundant harvests, sweet potatoes for delicious underground treasures, and cowpeas for rapid growth and soil improvement. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. I'd love to hear in the comments which of these 3 plants you're most excited to try. Next week, I'll be sharing my secrets for growing cucumbers in 100 F heat. Yes, it's possible. Until then, happy gardening, and remember, with the right plants, summer can be your most productive growing season yet.